The story begins with two very different brothers growing up in the United States. Alex Hopper is reckless, impulsive, and constantly in trouble, while his older brother Stone Hopper represents discipline and responsibility. Stone joins the U.S. Navy and builds a stable life, hoping Alex will eventually find direction. Alex, however, drifts from one mistake to another, unwilling to commit to anything meaningful. His life changes the night he breaks into a convenience store to steal food, only to meet Sam Shane, a kind and intelligent woman who challenges his careless attitude. Her father, Admiral Shane, later forces Alex to choose between prison and joining the Navy. Reluctantly, Alex enlists, unaware that this decision will place him at the center of an extraordinary global crisis. Years later, Alex Hopper is now a lieutenant in the U.S. Navy, though his impulsive nature has not completely disappeared. He serves aboard the guided missile destroyer USS John Paul Jones as part of the Pacific Fleet. Meanwhile, an international naval exercise called RIMPAC is underway near Hawaii, involving ships from multiple nations. The exercise represents cooperation and strength among allied navies, but beneath the surface, something far more dangerous is approaching Earth. Scientists have been sending powerful signals into deep space in an attempt to contact intelligent life beyond Earth. These signals eventually reach a distant alien civilization. Interpreting the transmission as a form of communication, the aliens send a reconnaissance force toward Earth. Their advanced spacecraft travel across the stars and enter Earth's atmosphere, unnoticed by most of the world. What was meant to be a peaceful attempt at contact turns into a catastrophic misunderstanding. As the naval exercises continue, a massive object crashes into the Pacific Ocean near Hawaii. Almost immediately, strange and violent disturbances occur. A powerful, invisible energy barrier suddenly surrounds a section of. With Captain Shane gone and chaos spreading across the fleet, the remaining ships struggle to survive inside the alien barrier. Alex Hopper, now acting commander of the USS John Paul Jones, must make decisions under pressure while still earning the trust of his crew. Every alarm, every impact against the hull reminds them that they are facing an enemy with superior technology and no hesitation to kill. The aliens begin hunting the trapped ships one by one. Their vessels move with unnatural speed, slicing through the water and unleashing powerful weapons that tear through steel like paper. Conventional radar systems fail repeatedly, forcing the Navy to rely on visual sightings and instinct. Alex orders the crew to shut down certain electronic systems to avoid detection, a risky move that leaves them nearly blind but harder for the aliens to track. Nearby, the Japanese destroyer Myoko also survives the initial attack. Despite the language barrier, the American and Japanese crews begin working together, communicating through gestures and shared urgency. This cooperation becomes vital as both ships realize that survival depends on teamwork rather than nationality. The enemy does not discriminate, and neither can they. During one intense encounter, the USS John Paul Jones is badly damaged. Its missile systems are destroyed, its radar crippled, and casualties mount. Alex watches as crew members risk their lives to keep the ship afloat. The reality of command finally settles in. Every order he gives carries consequences, and there is no room left for hesitation. As the ships maneuver through the ocean, Alex notices something unusual. The alien vessels seem to rely heavily on sonar-like detection rather than traditional radar. This insight sparks an idea. If they can control when and how they are detected, they might be able to ambush the enemy. Alex orders the crew to use the ship's anchors to perform a sharp turn, dragging them across the seabed. The maneuver is dangerous. The USS Missouri, once a relic of a bygone era, now roared back to life. Its massive guns, dormant for decades, were polished, loaded, and ready to face the alien invaders. Alex Hopper stood on the deck, a mix of nerves and determination in his expression. Beside him were crew members young and old, sailors and veterans, each aware that survival depended on perfect coordination. The aliens would not wait. The moment for humanity's counterattack had arrived. As the Missouri entered the ocean, radar confirmed multiple alien ships approaching the harbor. Their shields still rendered modern missiles nearly useless, but the sheer size and firepower of the battleship gave humanity a fighting chance. Alex devised a bold plan, used the massive main guns of the Missouri to target the aliens' weak points while smaller ships and aircraft drew attention and distracted them. The strategy relied on precision, timing, and the courage of everyone on board. The first wave of alien vessels attacked with speed and deadly accuracy. Energy beams struck the Missouri, shaking its hull and forcing the crew to hold their positions against overwhelming force. The aliens' mobility gave them an advantage, but the human crews were unpredictable. Using coordinated maneuvers, destroyers and smaller ships acted as bait, drawing the aliens into calculated traps. The ocean became a chaotic battlefield of explosions, fire, and deafening noise, yet every move was measured and deliberate. Alex climbed into the command tower, directing fire and issuing orders with calm authority. He coordinated with the remaining Japanese destroyer, the Myoko, now fully integrated into the plan. Communication was tight, with gestures, signals, and shared strategy bridging the language gap. Together, they exploited weaknesses in the aliens' formation, targeting one ship at a time. Small victories fueled confidence, but the aliens were relentless, adapting quickly to human tactics. Meanwhile, on the islands, alien ground you. After the final confrontation, the smoke and fire began to clear from the ocean and islands. The alien vessels had been destroyed or forced to retreat into the depths, leaving behind wreckage that glimmered with strange energy. The surviving crews of the USS Missouri, USS John Paul Jones, and the Japanese destroyer Myoko regrouped, tending to the wounded and assessing damage. The harbor bore scars of battle, yet the human spirit remained unbroken. Sailors and veterans alike shared quiet moments of relief, aware that their courage had turned the tide against an enemy unlike any they had faced before. Alex Hopper walked the decks of the Missouri, surveying the aftermath. He saw young sailors who had grown into heroes, veterans whose knowledge had proved invaluable, and the ships that had survived through ingenuity and bravery. For Alex, the victory represented more than a military triumph, it symbolized personal growth. The reckless, impulsive man who once avoided responsibility had become a leader who could inspire, make life and death decisions, and unite people from different nations under a common cause. Meanwhile, on the islands where the aliens had tried to establish their communication array, human forces worked to dismantle the remaining alien technology. Scientists and engineers quickly studied the recovered fragments, hoping to understand the advanced technology and prepare for any future threats. The alien vessels' energy systems, shields, and weapons provided insight that would influence naval strategy and research for years to come. Humanity had not only survived but gained knowledge that could protect Earth in the future. Buzz Shane, Admiral Shane's daughter, reunited with Alex, offering both relief and gratitude. The personal stakes had been high throughout the conflict, and the battle had tested not only physical strength but emotional resilience. Their relationship, once complicated by Alex's impulsiveness, now reflected a shared understanding of sacrifice.